and hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked in sour. And oh, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel a sound. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. But money's not something that's free. Seems the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. And oh, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, two cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Whoa, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone. Go.
Hey, what is up, Jags fans? I hope you guys are doing all right. I know it kind of hurts right now as we're taking a loss, but I think I'll be able to convince you to be okay with the loss. Hear me out. I know that's a rough way to start the show, but I think I can kind of maybe weave with rhetoric a way for you to maybe wrap your minds around what we just saw on Sunday and be okay with it. Is that a better way of saying it? I have some thoughts. It took me a couple days. I apologize for the late start. Got off work a little late. Really didn't have time to get through the film. So rather than start the show on time and not go through the film, I started the show late and went through the film. So I think whether you're watching it live or on VOD, I appreciate you being here. This is a fan show. So make sure you get into the comments. Tell me what you think. Don't love the clips for this week. I really don't. Not a lot of good, some good, a lot of bad, but I did see some reoccurring themes. But again, I think I understand kind of what's happening here with the Jags. I think I've wrapped my mind around it. I get it. So I have my thoughts, but my thoughts are useless. I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure to like and subscribe, do all that stuff. My Twitter's in the description. I haven't been very active on Twitter, but I'll be better. I'm training some people at work to kind of take some of the load off of me. So I was out of town all weekend. I actually wasn't at the game. I was in Minnesota for a wedding. It was. I wore my Jag stuff the entire time. It was a lot of fun. But had to watch the game and then rewatched it again. It was tough, man. It was tough. I was looking at some of the comments before, as the show was rolling, and there was one comment that kind of hit it on the head. We're gonna get to here in a second, but this is a fan show. I'm a fan. You're a fan. I'm gonna get through some clips here. I have a decent amount of clips. I don't really love them, but we'll get through them together, I guess so. So, first one in the chat, Preston Timms, and this is the one that I really liked. He says, a rough game. The engine just never really turned over and got in rhythm. Injuries to just good role players took a greater toll on our offense than you want to see, but I'm so confident. I like this mindset. Here's where I'm at with it, to be honest with you. A great comment, Preston. I love that we started the show with this comment because this is perfect. Yes, you could see watching the game, and even when you rewatch the All-22, which I like to do, just things never got rolling, whether it was penalties, the offensive line kind of not doing a great job. Listen, Trevor was inaccurate. He just was inaccurate. Even the completions, a lot of the completions that he made, like the receivers had to kind of make a catch outside of their body, which again wouldn't have really stood out if we didn't watch Sam Darnold just hit all his receivers like in the chest. And we're kind of seeing this as a theme. I don't want to make this a Trevor show, but this is the kind of the game that Trevor has where he just was inaccurate. He just wasn't very accurate. He had a lot of missed throws. Like I said, the throws that were completed, the receivers had to go outside of their body frame to make, so they couldn't really get yak. And when you just compare it to Sam Darnold and what he did, like his receivers were able to do it. Although I did think defense played good. But this leads me to my point. And I got film coming up, so just bear with me here for a second. This team is whether you guys want to believe it or not, this is what I believe. This team's like a fringe playoff team right now. It is what it is. They're a team that should make the playoffs. They probably will make the playoffs, but they're just not a team that looks right now like a team that's going to just compete for the Super Bowl, which is fine. When you think about the first year people in every aspect of this team, that's kind of what we expected at the beginning of the season. They're actually exceeding expectations, I think, from what I thought they were going to do. So I think they're doing better than we thought, but I think they're a fringe playoff team. And the thing with fringe NFL playoff teams is they have games where they look outstanding, incredible. See the Kansas City Monday night game. They have games like that where the defense gets turnovers. Trevor Lawrence looks really good. Receivers make catches. They get on the field in a situation where they have to make plays, and they make plays. But then they have games like the Seahawks where they just can't seem to get things going. They just kind of don't play well across the board. They have special teams errors. Defense looks good sometimes and then blows coverages. Offense can't seem to get rolling. That's what a fringe playoff team looks like nowadays in the NFL. Again, not a problem. That's kind of what that's good. That's good because it's a first-year team. Imagine this team in a year from now, 2 years from now. All these guys playing in the same system, give Gladstone and Cohen time to get their guys in, and then that's where we're going to be looking like these teams that just dominate week in and week out. I really do believe that, but we're still in the early stages of that, and the early stages of that looks like this 2-week thing that we just saw with the Chiefs and the Seahawks. That's what it looks like. You take the good with the bad. This team has to execute. Trevor Lawrence has to execute. The offensive line has to execute. The special teams has to execute. I could be convinced that the difference in this game was Jason Myers versus Cam Little. What a swing that was. Jason Myers making all of his kicks, Cam Little missing all of his. If you just make those even, one way or the other, this game looks completely different. And that's just the way the NFL goes. I'm not down on the Jags. They're actually exceeding my expectations, but this is what a fringe playoff team looks like. And that's what we are right now. It is what it is. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what y'all think. I didn't mean to get on my soapbox so early, but I just had a lot of time to think about it. And like, I'm not discouraged. This is just what it looks like to me. Sorry about taking up so much of your time on my own thoughts. I apologize. I typically don't like to do that, but I just wanted to kind of keep the vibes high for this show. Because again, this is the same team that beat the Kansas City Chiefs, who the Chiefs did not play bad. They played well in that game. And they played well again this week against the Lions. Like, this is the team that can do that, but then they can go out and lay a stinker. It's kind of what you get with all this, with what we have right now. So don't be discouraged. Fly through some comments. Give me like 2 to 3 minutes to fly through the comments, and then we will get to the film breakdown. C. Breacher, the first channel member, says, yo. He goes on to say, did you clip the 39 pressures? No. Listen, going back and watching the All-22, I did not see 39 pressures. I don't know who's tracking these pressures. I don't know what we're classifying as pressures. But there was not 30. I am sorry. There was not that many pressures. And a lot of the pressures, not a lot, I take that back. Some of the pressures were Trevor just kind of moving in the pocket toward the pressure. Like I have a couple of plays. The right side of his line would hold up great. The left side would get beat, and he would just kind of roll to the left. So, like, some of the pressures were on Trevor, not all of them. And the O-line was not good. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But I don't think the mass numbers we're seeing with pressures versus dropbacks is as accurate as the film made me feel it was. Again, I'm just one guy. But I do go back and watch the All-22. I watch it from both angles. End zone angle where you can really see the O-line getting beat. I didn't feel like it was on the O-line as much as like the narrative is. I think a lot more goes on Trevor. And another aspect, the route concepts combined with the Seahawks defense. I know they had 3 guys out, but the Seahawks coverage was really, really good this game. The only time we can get things going was in the screen game, and that was like hit or miss. A couple big plays that Trevor made the throws on, a couple big plays Trevor missed the throws on. I don't think the pressures was as big as a story as Trevor's inaccuracy and the Seahawks defense just playing outstanding, and that'll happen sometimes. Skunkman says, Jaguars. Montana says, Duval. That dude, Evan, another channel member, says, hello there. Panther says, my goat is, oh, thank you. Oh, gosh, thank you. I appreciate that. Chef Florida Boy says, am I actually early for a show? Yeah, but to be fair, I started an hour and 15 minutes late. 100 miles per hour says, let's go, boys. DJ M says, Jay's on. Shay says, okay. Did I miss you out in the field tonight? I look for you. Okay, no. So I'm an AD at a school, and my school's team played where Shay's affiliated with in football tonight. Not good for our team. Ugly score for us. And we're injured. We have some things going on. And young. Injured and young. I'm not making excuses. I wasn't there tonight, Shay. We were hosting a volleyball tournament, and so I had to be there. I really missed out. I hated not being there, but I'm sad I missed you. If I'd known you were there, I might have tried to work some things out. 100 miles per hour says, who is Gladstone clearing money? That's a good point. He's clearing money for something. Is it an extension? Is it a Trevon Walker extension midseason? Is it bringing in a D lineman? I mean, at this point, Walker Little looks like our weakest link on offense. So I don't know. I don't know if you can bring in a left tackle mid-season. Maybe you can. My bad. What up, dude? Not much. Got off work a little late tonight. Had a great day, though, at work. Had a great trip to Minnesota. I mean, I had first one. Okay, I know I said I was going to play film, and I'm going to. I went to Minnesota. Went hiking for the first time. I know that sounds crazy. Like, you ever been hiking before? I've been walking on trails, and I've walked on incline trails. But for the first time, I hiked a mountain. And for my whole life, I thought that people that said they like to hike, I kind of was like, okay, you like to hike. First, hiking a mountain, didn't realize I had to use my hands and climb rocks. My heart was racing at the top of the mountain because I'm winded. Respect the hikers. And apparently this was an easy hike, is what people are telling me. This won't be good, LOL. Fire Shane Waldron. Always good to hear the banger. Oh, the song. Yep, already gone. Kyle says, yo, the Campbell trade destroyed the locker room connection the players had. Now, because the trade, the players don't even care. I don't know if I am with that comment, but I'm not saying you're wrong, Steve. I don't know if I believe that, but potentially. All right, let me get to some clips here, or no one's going to watch this show ever because I've been yapping way too much. Okay. Well, I'm going to start with this. And this is just to give props to Jackson Smith and Jigba, because when I'll be honest with y'all, when I first saw this clip, I wanted to just like destroy Monteric Brown. I really did. Like, and I'll be honest with y'all, like, you guys know me, I'm a pretty honest guy. Like, I wanted to destroy Monteric Brown because they're going to end up rolling into a cover 3, which essentially deep thirds. Dewey takes deep thirds and deep thirds here, and I was going to just destroy Monteric Brown for this coverage here. Like this, like I'm gonna play it through and then I'll replay it and show you what I'm talking about. So this is just the play. It's just a deep out, but he ends up like faking it, and then you just watch. Bottom of your screen. I mean, to me, that's just lazy coverage to me. Like, that's my problem with it. It just felt like lazy coverage to me. Watch Monteric Brown here. Like, that just seemed lazy. Now, as a former defensive backs coach, these are little things that I would key on. And again, I'm not an NFL coach, so these guys know more than me. But the second that I see Njigba shift his pre-snap formation a little bit to the inside, my thought would be he probably wants to go outside. He's creating space to get to the boundary. And this is why I teach defensive backs. If your receiver lines up tight, he probably wants to go outside. If the receiver lines up wide, he probably wants to go inside. This is like DB 101. So when he does this shift at the beginning of the snap here, watch this. We missed it because I'm an idiot. Okay, watch this. See this shift right here? It's only one step, but it kind of tells me that he might want to go outside. All right, this is a good route. He does a good job here. The inside move, like the Jags linebackers, like they got caught not getting enough depth on a lot of different plays. In a cover 3, you ideally want your middle backer to keep dropping so that he does kind of take this middle zone so that if he does run a post, you can at least like bracket him slightly and make the quarterback throw an amazing throw here. Middle linebackers were never getting enough depth in their cover 3 all game. This is just like a microcosm of what I saw. So maybe because of that, Monteric Brown had to go inside here. And then we call this a speed turn. Like when you flip your hips completely to the inside and you get beat, you have to do a speed turn. Some coaches call it a baseball turn, but this is what he has to do here. And I was like, dude, that's just terrible. Like, that's just no effort. That's awful. Your helps to the inside on a cover 3. Like, again, like if you're gonna run this route and run like a skinny post, like which is what Monteric Brown looked like he was expecting, like right here, like you do have help. Now, this is tough for Dewey, but again, the quarterback has to make a good throw here. But if you give him this outside as a cover 3 corner, like I don't know. That's just too easy. So then I was gonna beat him up for it. And then later in the game, like this is on Travis Hunter here, right? Same thing. He's lined up wide. He's just gonna do the exact same route. Watch this. Not Travis Hunter. Not Travis Hunter. But still. On Jordan Lewis, same thing. Gets him on the inside move. Like you have help. Like you have help here. So if he does run this post, you have help. So why even like baseball turn this here? He's going to beat him on the same route. So the corner's got to be better in cover 3. They just have to be better. You have to know where your help is. You got to know. I mean, this even the way they're playing this even looks like a too high safety look. So if you have a too high safety, whether it's cover 2, even if it's cover 2 man, Like if your guy's breaking in, you have help there. You can't get beat here. And this is, I mean, again, just a good route runner. He's a good player, but they got to be better in cover 3. Or whatever that coverage was. I'm way behind on comments. I apologize. If it's a good comment, just type it again, and yeah, we'll get to it. What do you think about the Pats? I've barely watched any of the Pats. Seems like they're doing better than last year. The Campbell trade tore apart the family, destroyed the vibe Jag had in the locker room. How the game was going, at some point they should just max protect Travis left, beat you on the right, go deep, ready break. Yeah. And I think they'll do some things different. I know Monheim is a rookie. He got beat a few times, but Ezra Cleveland got beat. Walker Little got beat a bunch. Anton Harrison had some issues lining up. Yeah. Since everyone's getting fired at Titans, GM might trade Simmons. Doubt they'll trade them to the Jags, but maybe. Did you wear your Jags PJs to the wedding like Travis Hunter? No, I wore a blue blazer, a white button down, and khaki pants. I knew nobody at this wedding. I was a +1, and it was a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a wedding as a +1, not knowing anybody. A lot of fun. Zero pressure. Just like you're basically a vibes guy. If you're a golfer and you have a foursome and you have a vibes guy, that's what I was for this wedding. I was a vibes guy. It was a lot of fun. I felt like we were sleepy the whole game, and maybe that's something to do with playing on Monday night and the adrenaline and the energy that we expended on Monday night, maybe. But I don't know. O-line got beat like a drum. The Campbell trade will become. I don't think so, Steve, but maybe. Campbell wasn't very good, and he was getting paid a lot of money, so maybe. Good wide receivers do catch away. That's and not away from the defender. It's more like away from the body. Like they're always having to like make catches at unnatural body positions. And elite wide receivers, one thing that they all have is what's called body control, and they can catch the ball. And it's not even that the receivers didn't catch the ball. It was, and we had some drops, but it was like Trevor doesn't ever put the receivers in positions to catch the ball and then get yards after the catch. It's always like they have to do everything they can to just bring the ball in because it's not hitting them in the chest. And then because of that, they get tackled right away. You see it on screens sometimes. And screens are designed to catch the ball and then get yards after the catch. And receivers are having to like contort their bodies to catch the ball. Either Trevor throws it too hard or he throws it like way out of their body frame and then they can't get yak. Then we watch Sam Darnold hit dudes in the chest on slants, on verts, and on all types of stuff, and they can just run upfield. And it seems like our guys can never do that. And that was a big knock I had on Trevor this game, is he just wasn't hitting guys in the chest. And we saw Liam Cohen call him out for that. Like that's a big part of this short game passing offense is hit the receiver in the chest, let them catch the ball, and let them get upfield. And a lot of times the receivers are having to sacrifice yak to catch the ball. His inaccuracy was on display big time this week. Nobody speaks on it, but we absolutely got out-coached. This would be the first game I would say we got out-coached, especially because I was talking about at the beginning of the show. Like the Seahawks defensive coverage was always almost perfect for all of our deep routes. And a lot of times when they weren't, like I said, we either caught it or we dropped it. Y'all cooking Newsome like he didn't get beat by the guy who's been best receiver in football. Yeah, I mean, do y'all think if Tyson Campbell was out there, he would have stopped that play? Probably not. I'm with you there, Aiden. Steve is really big on this. Listen, time will be seen, but we're all Seahawks fans this Monday. I feel like when he is the weak link in the corner room, you have to do something. I agree with that. Very good, Kevin. I agree with that. All right, let's start with the bad. Like here's just one example that I was talking about, just a missed throw. Jags are they got a tight end in, but we'll call this 11 personnel. They're tight formation here. Seahawks are playing an obvious either cover 1 or cover 3 because they have a 1 high safety. They got an extra guy at the line of scrimmage. And this is just a play Trevor should make. Like I said, there was very few times when receivers were running wide open. And this is a good pocket. I mean, Trevor moves slightly into the pressure. So again, this should be called a pressure. This would probably be called a pressure. But Trevor's the one that moves into this. Like, he could have stayed like right where he's at and had plenty of time. He moves into the pressure to try to get closer to BTJ and just overthrows him. I mean, this was a great concept. I mean, this was an absolute great concept here. You run this little like fade corner here. You run a vertical here and a vertical here. This is how you beat cover 3, especially when they're in press like this. Like, this is the perfect play call. No way this guy can get there. No way he can get there. In press, all you need is a good release, and you're there. This is a good play call. Trevor doesn't hit him. I mean, that is as open as you can get in the NFL. Just overthrows him. And this is good protection. When they blitz 4, Trevor sees the zone blitz, the D lineman drop here, so he thinks he's got some time over here. I get it. You got to make that throw, man. Got to make that throw. And then you obviously the bad blocking. I mean, we could have a whole clinic on this. I mean, this is just Walker Little getting whipped here. I mean, I think we all saw this play on social media. We all saw this play. And everyone's trying to like say, oh, how can you say Trevor's the problem when this happens? That's fair. But Trevor wasn't accurate. But these plays that happen too, when you combine an accuracy of your quarterback and what I would call a weak left tackle. And could Walker Little outbench me by 10 times? Probably. Could Walker Little manhandle me? Absolutely. I'm not taking away from Walker Little as a person. But you just can't get beat like this if you're a left tackle. Like, that's just pathetic. Like, that's just pathetic. And I thought at the beginning of the season, in Liam Cohen's mind, he was probably thinking, I have to replace Walker Little at the end of this year. I heard someone on the local radio today say, like, oh, Walker Little was the guy who you had the most faith in at the beginning of the year. No, I don't think anybody had faith in Walker Little. And you can't get beat like that. You just can't. And I thought at the end of the year, they'll draft a left tackle, they'll sign him for left tackle free agency, just kind of get through the year. He'd be okay enough, but that is not okay enough. Here's another example of the offensive line just not good, man. Just not good overall. I mean, this is just, the right side of your line just does absolutely nothing. And what I unfortunately am afraid teams are going to see is that we cannot handle these 9 techs. These 9 techs that are way out here. So this is called the 9 technique because he's like way out here. He's stand up. Anton Harrison's like, dang it, I'm going to have to go get him. And again, this is what the good defense will want to do to you. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3 guys basically head up on your guard, outside head up on your tackle, and then a 9 tech. Like, this is tough. You're going to have you can see him trying to already move over here to help. You got 1 rusher over here. And this whole side here just gets obliterated by the Seahawks. Like, they couldn't handle this guy here. Like, they tried to double team him and then pass him off. They couldn't even handle it. And this is like what they'll do. If you're gonna line up in the 9 tech, O linemen will be like, the offensive line will be like, okay, you know what we'll do? We're gonna just double team this guy, buy us a second, and the left tackle will kick out and block the 9 tech. And then this should buy us plenty of time. Hainsey will move over here. He'll move over to help. Like, this should buy us plenty of time for Trevor to throw, but they can't even handle the double team right here. And this is Patrick McCarry and Anton Harrison. He's holding them. Another one. Here we go again. Just whipped. Walker Little just absolutely whipped. And now they do get a little. Is this where they get funky? No. Again, when I say a weak left tackle, this is what I'm talking about. He gets chipped. Dude literally gets chipped by the tight end. Here, and like you're saying, oh, let's help out Walker Little. Let's chip a tight. Why didn't we use a tight end to chip the end to help Walker Little? We did. He chipped him and still beats Walker Little. I'm gonna get in YouTube jail if I don't take a break here. Sorry. Jason, what position groups is Gladstone targeting before the trade deadline, and who would you like us to acquire? I think it has to be some. I mean, it depends. I don't know where his mind's at. I don't know where his mindset's at. I don't know if he's like. I mean, obviously, D tackle comes to mind. You need a guy that can generate pressure from the interior of the D line. I thought Devon Hamilton was fine. I think Arik Armstead's been fine. Like, good enough to win. The defense has been good enough to win. Again, you gave up 20 points to the Seahawks, and like 2 of those touchdowns in those 20 points were one huge play doing Jigba. And then the other touchdown drive they gave up was like 2 chunk plays. And so it was really, in my mind, 3 plays the defense played really, really bad on. And those 3 plays, outside of those 3 plays, I thought the defense played fine. So it's hard for me to sit here and be like, oh, go get a D tackle. It's the offense. The offense needs cohesion. The offensive line obviously needs help, but who are you going to go out and get now? And who are we going to plug and play at left tackle? I think the only thing that makes sense at the moment is going out and getting either a legit pressure D tackle or a shutdown corner. Doesn't make sense on the offense to really do anything. So, I don't know. All right, way behind on comments. Late, but I made it. Little Big Man, I love seeing your comments on the 1010XL YouTube. I always watch local radio on YouTube while I'm at work, and Little Big Man's in there just grinding, and I love it because he's the only one that brings like actual. I take that back. He's one of the few that brings like actual commentary and content. Hopefully, left tackle. This is a good point by Preston. Strange injury hurts. At least there's a bye to mitigate some of the damage. I agree. I think Brenton Strange being injured was absolutely massive. He is such a big part of our offense, not only being the leading receiver until he got hurt, which is huge, but as a blocker, he's massive. Like him not being in the game as a blocker. We remember all those blocks where he's like pancaking dudes. Him not being in the game as a blocker is huge. It really is. Great point. Trevor's quarterback rating is 81.9, currently the 28th in the NFL. And again, you could make excuses, and maybe they're not excuses. You can rationalize the offensive line not helping him as much as they could, and you could rationalize the receivers dropping the ball. Fair. Trevor's got to be better. Trevor has got to be better. That's the bottom line. I hate dumping on local radio, but there's one radio show I particularly don't like anyone that's on it. I'm not going to say which one because I don't like to make enemies out here, but I listen to local radio every day. There's one show particularly where I don't like anybody on it. And they tried to make the point that like Jags fans, they even said that YouTube comments are like the worst people on earth. They said it in different words. And they said that people are either in the Trevor camp or they're in the I defend Trevor no matter what camp, and there's no in between. That's not true at all. I think most people would agree there's plenty of blame to go around. And two things can be right at the same time. Like Trevor can be better, and the receivers and O-line can be better too. Like people aren't dumb. I feel like sometimes these local radio people tend to think they're a little bit more important than they are. Again, not talking bad, but it just seems like they're out of touch with how Jags fans feel. And like Jags fans know that Trevor needs to be better and the receivers need to be better. Like that's fair. And like I feel like if you adjust for drops, he's probably closer to 20. And that's probably where he's been playing at. And again, the Chiefs game, I thought he played outstanding. Tunsil would be nice. If anyone can swing a trade for a starting left tackle midseason, it's Jimmy Stones. Good point. Wide receiver that can catch. These guys are catching it, and I go, they've been better. Like we had drops this week, but every team has drops. I don't think the problem is with the receivers. I really don't. I think week 1, week 2, you could have said that, but I think they're kind of Brian Thomas Jr. has been fine. He's been fine since the first 2 weeks. De'Ami Brown's been De'Ami Brown. Like if you were expecting him to be a better version of himself, then no, he hasn't been that. But if you're expecting him to be who De'Ami Brown has been, he's been who De'Ami Brown has been. Travis Hunter, I don't think he's gotten enough targets. But yeah, Strange is everything in the running game. Calais Campbell, it depends on what they could get for him. Facebook comments are 100% words. It's not Action Sports Jacks. It's a local. It's on the local radio show. Safety D tackle, in my opinion, I'd be down for a D tackle, but it maybe could wait till off season. I'd be down for a good DT though. Trevor has been better statistically from weeks 4 to 6 against the best defenses so far. Weeks 1 through 3 statistically worse. With the amount of pressures he's faced this game, he played well. Breaks by Duval says need O-line, more O-line. I agree. I mean, I got one more play here that I can show. Again, just another example of the O-line kind of not – and this has happened a bunch. These are just the ones that I clipped. It just feels cruel at this point. It just feels cruel. Again, like I said at the beginning of the show, got to give Seattle D credit. This is a stunt. There's different types of stunts. Like you see this one the most often where the D tackle will like run into a lineman and then the D end will stunt around. And typically that is to get the D end a free pressure at the quarterback. Like you do this to get the D end a free pressure at the quarterback. Rarely when you do this stunt does the D tackle be able to roll off and get a sack on the quarterback. Weak left tackle. Just a weak. We just have a weak left tackle. No, I mean, there's no getting around it. Last couple plays from my bad play folder. They ran the De'Ami Brown jet sweep. Look, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Seattle defenders between the strong side B gap and the weak side C gap. Like we should be able to hit this. Tackle over. Again, 2-point conversion play. Tight end can't hold his block. The tackle that you brought into the game as a tackle over can't get a push. That's how you don't score on 2-point conversion. Last play from the bad folder. We all saw this one. And again, like Dewey has some blame here too, man. He really does. I know everybody wants to blame Greg Newsome. Dewey could have helped on this play too. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Hainsey and Strain seem to be important. Unless you are Larry Fitzgerald, hands aren't good enough. I hope that big move is replacing Walker Little. Little didn't block the guard or the end. I know. 33 pressures on 42 pass attempts and 24 hits is horrible. How are Texans defense number one when Jags stopped them? Robert, I said this at the beginning of the show. I'm not saying those stats are wrong because I didn't count them. I didn't see that much pressure. And maybe it's because of the way I watched it. So like when I watch it, I watch all 22 when I rewatch it. So basically it shows the play from the sideline, then it shows the play from the end zone. So I watch every play twice. So maybe like just the frequency in the rhythm of the way I'm watching it throws me off. I didn't see 33 pressures. Like I showed that one play, like this one right here. Like I showed this play. Like I'm sure this play was a pressure. Okay. This play was probably a pressure. It's hard for me to call this play a pressure. Trevor moves into the only I'm sure they call this play a pressure because the criteria for a pressure to PFF is he like 2 yards or is he a yard from the quarterback when he throws it? Technically, yes. But this plays on Trevor. Like this isn't a pressure. This is just Trevor moving in, trying to get closer to the receiver to make the throw easier for him. And like this is on Trevor missing this throw. So like, again, you can look into that. And by no means am I saying that like the offensive line was fine. I just am saying I wouldn't like hang your hat on that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But let's not okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Let's not just carte blanche blame the O-line for this loss. Because if Cam Little makes that extra point and Cam Little makes that field goal, the game is a lot different. So all those people that are like, replace Walker Little, which I'm with you. Do we have that same energy replacing Cam Little? Because we haven't even factored in the fact that he was abysmal on kickoffs, abysmal on placing his kicks to where the return team doesn't return it to the 40 or the 35. There's no reason why an NFL kicker shouldn't be able to place the ball between the 8-yard line and the 1-yard line. No reason. Mr. Know-It-Alls here. This is what I got to say about the O-line in the Super Bowl run. If you're going to have a game or 3, your quarterback is going to get rattled. What's weird about Walker was that he played reasonable against the Texans with Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, which are better than the Seahawks DNs. Just weird how bad the O-line played. 14 hits. Fair point. They replaced many other bulky picks. He gave up a sack to Will Anderson. I know you to keep Cam Robinson. I mean, listen, there's no perfect left tackle out there. But I've never liked Walker Little. I never have. Never have. Maybe when he got drafted, I was like, this guy could be good. Didn't expect to have him here this much longer. We have a swing tackle. It's Wyatt Milam. He's been injured. Dewey can't get beat over the top. I agree, Robert. Got cooked by Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, he did too. Thank goodness Nick Bosa. Yeah. Little just smoking and trickling off season. Smoking and tricking. We need Wyatt Milam out there, not Walker Little. You got Battlefield 6. Dude, I haven't touched a video game in a month. My work has been crazy. It's sad, but no, I don't have it. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do here real quick for you boys. I'm going to take a 3-second piss break, and then I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
I've been up for 40 odd something hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour. And oh, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel a sound. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain. This life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. Got time but money's not something that's free. Since the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. And oh, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, 2 cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another, and oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that you know for certain, that life's too short to be worried about nothing.
Oh, it's already gone. All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right, that's a good transition to the good clips. All right, let's get all the bad out of our system. Deep breath. Everybody watching, take a second. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're going to do one more. One more. Deep breath in. We're good. Guys, we are fine. We are good. We are at a better spot record-wise than I thought we would be preseason. Okay. You're going to have a bad game. Coming off of an emotional Monday night win against the Chiefs, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Look at every team that's been good throughout history. They don't dominate every game. They don't win every game. It's okay. It's okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to transition to what the Jags did good. Okay? What they did well, if you're an English teacher. Okay? Let's take a look at what they did well and what we can use for the next couple games. We got a London game. We're London pros. We're 9 a.m. I can't wait for the mimosas. I love the mimosas Jags game. Watch NFL Red Zone the rest of the day. The Jags did have some good plays here. Okay. Here's what I really liked. We had a nice little 2-play sequence here. Okay. A little 2-play sequence. All right. So this was like third and long. Okay. Let's see if we can look at how long it was. About 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. Okay. Look at what the Jags do on 3rd and 10 here. All right. Trevor, we've been saying this all year. Pocket's not good. Pocket collapses on him pretty quick. Here's your pressure. Here's that right there. What does Trevor do? He gets out. He runs. Does a great job. Just short of the first down marker. We can see the pressure from the end zone. Not a great route concept, but he gets out, makes a play with his legs. Nice. 4th and 1. 4th and 1. All right. What are we going to do here? 4th and 1. We see this Seahawks formation a lot. They're going to stack the A's and B gaps. This is called a bear front. Okay. Got a bear front here. Ready to go. Run out the middle. Here we comes run out the middle. Nope, just kidding. Yali Brown jet sweep. Great job. First down. Great job, Liam Cohen. Great job. How about this one? How about Travis Hunter with this catch here? This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Watch this play. Now, this is what we need to do more often. Give Travis Hunter the ball in space. We've now seen this in back-to-back weeks where when he gets the ball in space, don't give him 10 yards cushion because he is going to just cook whichever defender tries to tackle him. Very good. Staying on the Travis Hunter train, watch Travis Hunter here. Defensive back, They're showing an obvious one high look. So Sam Darnold has a pretty good idea where the open spots will be. If you're cover 3 playing 10 yards off, hit this quick slant. That's going to be your bread and butter. Like, that's hard to cover in a cover 3. And watch, I mean, if this guy drops last minute, he might have this zone covered. But still, if you hit it right, this should be an easy completion if you're a good quarterback and a good wide receiver. Watch what Travis Hunter does here. Bam. Now, this is a D lineman, so we can't expect him to make this catch. But this was an inch away, a catch away here from being a play that we're used to seeing every week. Emmanuel Ogbah, you can't ask Emmanuel Ogbah to make this catch. But we were this close to having another huge defensive turnover. Great break on the ball by Travis Hunter. Just great break on the ball. And like, they got tricky. Like, they did some sort of like zone drop. Like, they got tricky with it. I like it. But it was Travis Hunter that made the break on the ball out of the cover 3, which is incredibly hard to do. Like, he does not get enough credit for this play. Good stuff. 4-2, I'm shocked. I still believe BTJ is trade bait. I don't know, man. I think he's been. I like little big man's comments. He does a great job, and you could end up being correct. I think he's too valuable to this team. He's still the only receiver that I can rely on. Now we can't trade BTJ. Yeah, I'm not mad at the loss, coach. Thank you. I'm not. Would I have wanted them to win? Yes. Am I mad that we didn't execute? Yes. Am I mad about how the Jags have performed this season? No. First year coach, first year GM, first year OC, first year DC, first year EVP. He's had good games this season, though. I'm not sure he doesn't continue to play poorly, but I think he's capable. I knew he was going to drop one after playing sloppy. No, it's a film review, but think you can make a special of trade targets during the bye week? I know it's been crazy at work. I know. I will. I need to do more stuff. This is what I'll ask of you all. I had a lot of new. I basically had to. I got not promoted, but my job like took on a lot more, and my position at my job then had to take on more. I wasn't promoted because I didn't get a pay increase. I just had more responsibility. Don't you love that in life when you have more responsibility, but you get paid the same? That's when you're at a crossroads. Do you get angry? Do you get prideful? And do you start demanding more from your salary? Or do you keep your head down, keep working hard, and keep doing a good job, thinking that things in the future will come? I don't know if I have a right answer for that. I'm choosing keep your head down, work hard, and good things will come. That's just my personality. It's the type of guy I am. The downside is things like this YouTube channel has kind of taken a hit. So if I'll just ask one thing from you all, let me get through this season, Jag season, a little subpar from how those of you that follow the channel for a while, you know my work ethic. You know that the hours I put into this channel out of pure joy and love. Let me get through this Jag season, and let me prove to you next when I had kind of trained some people to kind of take on some of my work. That's all I'm going to ask. And if you think I should be the one that's like, no, pay me more money, let me know why, because I also struggle with that. I don't have all the answers. Against the Niners with no Nick Bosa, are you talking about that game? We needed the wake up, brothers. Good point. Oh, week 1 with Carolina, who has no type of pass rush. I'll give you that game. And Niners game, Preston, he plays good. We've got some fight going on here. I don't love that, but I like the discourse, I guess. You can't call good plays when you're always in second and third and long. Remember who's calling protection at the line. I'm pissed he didn't get over 25 yards for my parlay for the second time. Okay. Travis is our best player on the team. He needs to play full-time on defense. Surprisingly, neither team had a turnover. I agree, Hunter full-time at cornerback with some design plays on offense. I'm starting to kind of feel that way. Why is Brown playing over him? Makes no sense. And spot him with an 11 personnel. BTJ sophomore slump. He will be okay. We need a Pro Bowler. We need a Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs. But I'm not blaming the new regime. Once again, this was Balky's doing with bad contracts. Devin Lloyd's playing the best, in my opinion. He is, but he's not playing next week, which is sad. I agree Travis Hunter needs to be on defense more. Travis Hunter was open for an easy first down. He forced it to BTJ. Lloyd playing like it's a contract year or something. I also want to see Hunter get more targets, though. I agree. 4-3, we drop to the Rams, get healed up after the bye week. And this is the thing that's tough. Again, this kind of goes back to the beginning of my show. I talked about how fringe playoff teams, which I think we are, you kind of never know what you're going to get week to week. If you would have asked me at the beginning of the season, I would have said we lose to the Chiefs at home and we beat the Seahawks the next week. And here we are, beating the Chiefs on Monday Night Football and then losing the Seahawks. Like that's you just never know. So I see what you're saying, Timmy. Every game to me is a coin flip. Unless we play these teams that are just bad, every game's a coin flip because I don't know which Jags team's going to show up. And by which Jags team, I mean, I don't know which offense is going to show up. And more specifically, I don't know which Trevor Lawrence is going to show up. Because I have seen teams with terrible offensive lines with a great quarterback, and they overcome that. So if the offensive line can play a little better and Travis can play a little better, I think we could win every game we play. But if you combine a bad O-line and a bad Trevor Lawrence, defense will have to win the game for us. We can address it. He's not got tenure. Hopefully Milam can do it, but I'm not counting on it since he's supposed to be working in at guard. All right, let's play some more good plays here. I like this play a lot. Maybe we should play Tim Patrick more. I like this play. Great release of the line. Like this was just overall really good by Tim Patrick. Like I liked a lot of this. He gets pressed. This is a guy who, like, yeah, maybe he's a gunner. He's used to being pressed. I don't know. But, like, does a good job getting off the press. He releases well. Kind of gets to his zone. Sees Trevor's in trouble and just kind of works to the outside of the field and then makes a catch on an improv play. Maybe he should see the field more. Like, watch. I don't know who 29 is. I'm sorry. I don't know all the Seahawks roster. This dude's in a blender all play. Watch this. He is in a blender all play. Watch this. Blender. 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 It's got to be the worst moment of 29's NFL career. And he puts his hands up here. Watch this. He puts his hands at the end of the play. He knows. That might be some of the worst coverage I've ever seen. Maybe that guy should play more. I don't know. The screen was working for a bit. And again, for all you pressure people, this is considered a pressure by PFF. A design screen, because he threw the ball with a defender with a yard away, this is a pressure. It's a design screen. Go Walker Little with a pancake. The screen, I thought the screen game and the run game were working. I know they didn't work like when we needed it to, which is what sucked, but it was working. All right, I have 1, 2, 3 defensive plays left. That's all I have left for clips. Rams are missing Puka. It's a good point, Sunstain. Very good point. We're missing Devin Lloyd. They're missing Puka. I'd probably trade that. Like, hey, you don't play Puka, we don't play Devin Lloyd. I don't know. I'd take that. Defensively, handle or guard wide receiver 1. Hurt Lloyd, no pass rush, and we rushed Trevon back. Our run game has been quiet for 2 weeks. Can't argue with that one, Timmy. Nakua being out is some good luck. The running back was wide open. Timmy, is your boy Tim Patrick with the touchdown? 29 Shaq Harris. It could be. It makes sense. Tim Patrick has been in the league for 10 plus years. He has to be solid. Etienne has a touchdown. Yeah, Devin. Patrick beat him 3 times. I remember Shaq Griffin hit on Henry. Griffin, one of them Shaqs. Trevor is good with big receiver types. Well, yeah, because he doesn't have to be as accurate. Tim Patrick was too good to play by Trevor, in my opinion. So would you say our biggest issue is Trevor's consistency, the O-line play, or penalties, mental mistakes? So, again, it would be hard for me to say which one is the biggest issue because they all 3 happen in moments when we need them not to happen. We see Trevor be inconsistent when we need him to be consistent. We see the O-line give up pressures when we need them to be solid. And we see penalties and mental mistakes when we need to not give up yardage. So all 3 are an issue. The biggest issue, which I think is costing the team the most, is probably the penalties and mental mistakes. But a close second, I think, would be Trevor. I think the O-line's played overall pretty well. This is the first game that we can point to and say the O-line played bad. All the other games in the year, they had their bad moments, but I thought for the most part, they played okay enough to win. This was the first game when the O-line, I thought, played bad. But again, combined with Trevor's inconsistency, it just made it look even worse. But all 3 need to be better. All 3. I mean, you could like 1A, 1B, 1C, rearrange them and shuffle them in any order that you think. They all 3 can't happen on the same week and win is the right answer. And when you're a fringe playoff team, and I keep coming back to this point, when you're a fringe playoff team, every week we have seen so far this year, one of those 3 things has been horrible. Trevor's been horrible, or the O-line's been horrible, or the penalties and mental mistakes have been horrible. And if you have 2 of them together, it's going to be hard to win. If you have all 3, it's impossible. One issue is they have Devontae Adams. He does bad things to us. I don't know what Dewey was doing this game. Not a good game for Dewey. But he's not really known for coverage, but he's been serviceable. He was not serviceable this week. Cohen needs to harp on hitting them in the chest like earlier this season, even though they've dropped those 2, and throwing pillows to BTJ. All right. My last good plays here. And the defense, I thought, played pretty well for most of the game. I really like their run defense. I thought their run defense was really good. I mean, watch them just collapse this pocket. Or the run lanes, I apologize. And what I like especially about this play is like they only blitzed 4. They only brought 4. They stopped the run with 4 against 6. 4v6, and we won this. Okay, 4v5. I didn't realize he was getting motioned out. And what really happened was our interior guys won. Win from Devon Hamilton, a win from Marik Armstead. They both won on the same play. He played contain. He came in, played contain, and there's nowhere to go. Defense has been good, man. Secondary has been suspect at times, but the front 7 has been very, very good. And again, like, could you bring in a D tackle to get pressure? Yeah, we could have used more pressure on passing downs, and that's fair. But they've been good. I mean, here's a sack here. Yeah, they bring like everybody. They zone blitz a bit. So a zone blitz basically just means they're going to bring like linebackers and nickel corners, and then they're going to drop a D end into coverage, or a D lineman, in this case, a D end. That's what they do here. Simulates pressure from all over, but really you have a zone dropping Josh Hines-Allen. And like the few time we get a sack, Josh Hines-Allen's dropping in coverage. Great job. Ventrell Miller does a great job on this play. Ventrell Miller had a really good game. It's pretty good. This one here, again, D line just they try to get to the edge with this sweep play, and every single player at the line of scrimmage wins their matchup. Every single player wins. Gardick does a really good job here. He's taking on a tight end. It's a little unfair. Josh Hines-Allen keeps his outside shoulder free. It's all you can ask. We get a backside collapse. Foye Oluokun doesn't allow this guy to push him to the second level. The cupboard's not bare. The cupboard is not bare. Like, this team is good enough to make the playoffs and potentially win a game or two in the playoffs. I firmly believe that. They've got to clean up some of these things, though, if they want to be like a Super Bowl contender. I think they have like the bare bones to be a Super Bowl contender. I think when Trevor plays at a high level, he could be good enough to win a Super Bowl. I think if the O-line plays at a high level, they're good enough. This defense is obviously good enough. Just got to put it all together. Jugs Machine God says, nah, hitting the numbers for NFL wide receiver is not it. These dudes should catch anything in their radius and lose no acceleration doing so. Not good enough. And that's fair. I think the thing that just kind of made me mention it and like talk about it was like, it seemed like Sam Darnold hit his dudes in stride every single time. And again, the Seahawks offense didn't even play well. They had 20 points. And like I said, there was a huge play doing Jigba. And then they had another drive where they basically had 2 chunk yard plays where they got into our red zone in like 2 plays. Just the contrasting of how Darnold was much more accurate than Trevor Lawrence just kind of hit home for me this week. I think we would benefit more from a lockdown corner rather than a DT. I think you're right. We need some speed on the edge. BTJ disagrees. He totally disagrees because he's subpar right now. I think he's playing okay. Like week 1, 2, yeah. But I think he's playing good enough right now to be wide receiver 1. Yeah. Miller going to have a breakout game and show why he's amongst the starters. I would love that, Devin. We are going to get the Colts. They almost got beat by the Cardinals. Seahawks went 1-12 on third downs. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. We're just inconsistent right now. We just got to put it all together. Again, we're still relatively early into this regime. In a year from now, we're gonna look back and be like, "Oh yeah, that was like when the Jaguars were like just getting started." I firmly believe that. I don't think this is a Super Bowl team this year. I think it's a playoff team this year. I think there's no reason why this team should not be a Super Bowl team next year, though. So take the good with the bad. You're going to have the Chiefs game where we're high, and you're going to have the Seahawks game where we're low. And that's just where we're at right now. This is where we're at. So try to enjoy it, boys. Remember how bad it was for a while? It's not bad right now. It's a bad game, not a bad season. So do I want to hold my coach and team and players to high standards? I do. I don't want to be okay with losing. But I also can have perspective from where we've been and where we're at now. And I'm a lot happier now than I've been the last few years. So I'll leave you with that. I do love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Make sure to follow everything in the video description. I will be on Club Jaguar tomorrow night. Oh, wait. Actually, we're not doing Club Jaguar tomorrow night because I think Dalton's out of town. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll maybe we'll do something on Jordan's channel or on my channel. We'll do something. We'll do something tomorrow night. But I do love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Seriously, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. I love talking Jags with you guys. It's like the most fun part of my week. And we get to be Jags fans, and we're ride or dies, and I love that. Thank you to everyone who's in the comments. Thank you to the channel members. I appreciate you guys a lot, and I appreciate all the comments. I'll see you guys tomorrow night in one way or another. Just be looking out on Twitter and all that for where I'm going to be tomorrow night. I'll be somewhere. I'll see you guys very soon. And then until then, as always, go Jags.